Hi, it's Bowman here. Welcome to my video lesson for Massive by Cory Wong featuring Joe Satriani. Cory's just released this track and it's epic. And it's a really funky track with some amazing lead work by the legendary Satch. If you haven't heard it yet, let's have a quick listen to me attempting this. So I'm covering both parts in here, Cory's rhythm part, which is relatively straightforward for him, and of course Joe's lead work. One thing I would like to say is I am not an expert on whammy bars and all those kind of harmonics. I've tried to transcribe them as best as I can, and I'll take you through what I've done, but you may be much more familiar with how Joe plays that kind of thing, so feel free to change and adapt it. But it's a great song to play and I hope you have a lot of fun with it. If you do enjoy it, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. There are also links below to my Facebook and Instagram pages. It'd be great to have you following me on there too. There's also a link to a donation page and the PDF tab for this track, so get yourself a copy of that. Okay, let's zoom in and we'll get started with the lesson. Okay, so this track we're in the key of E minor, but very often using C sharp, so kind of think E Dorian there with the major sixth. We'll start off by looking at Cory's parts. I think there's three main parts that he plays repeating throughout the song, so we'll look at those first and then we'll get into Joe's lead parts. Okay, so the first riff goes like this. And repeats. So starting off the bottom open E, and the top two strings, and then second, third. So listen for that rhythm, have a play along with it. It's quite syncopated and snappy. One thing I would say is I haven't seen a video of either of them playing this. So in terms of the fingerings, I may have it wrong. They might be playing it in other areas. Hopefully we'll get a video one day and we can actually see how they're playing it. But the way I've done it, next part, was sliding up from the first fret up to the fifth fret on your A string, down to the fourth fret. Now, it's times with all the horns and everything going on that the guitar is quite low in the mix. I've added, in brackets here, ghost notes at the sixth fret and the fifth fret on your bottom E string. So I'm actually playing. Not 100% sure if Cory's playing that or if it's the bass or something else, but it sounds pretty cool when you play it all together. So those two bars. So it actually repeats 4 times I think, and on that last time it ends after the slide up. And then you have a rest for a beat and a half. Okay, so that's the first part. Second part, I'm calling this the verse, where Joe comes in with the lead. Got a big open E minor chord. Nice and simple. For a bar, and then up to a G7 chord. So this is G major, third fret, take your little finger off. I'm actually not playing the top string, can't hear that ringing through, but I don't think it makes much difference. And I'm going to go down to an F sharp 7. So we're going from that G dominant 7 to an F dominant 7. Now I don't think Cory's playing the whole chords here. I think he's doing, as he often does, just playing parts of the chord. So I've kind of put that fourth fret in brackets there. You can play it or not. If not, play it like that. So second fret on your bottom E and D string, and then third fret on your G string. And I'm going to move it up. So G dominant 7, G sharp dominant 7 to the A dominant 7. So that part all together. So again, just watch the rhythm of that moving up. So So it starts on the 3 and 3 and 4 and then that takes us into the next part, which is actually my favourite part. I love this nice little funky riff centred around the E dominant 7 kind of chord. Really funky, like it. So starting off, 5th fret on your bottom A string, and then this kind of typical bluesy. So we've got the 5th fret on your D and G, and then you're hammering on the 6th fret on your G string. So it's kind of going from the minor 7th, dominant 7th and the minor 3rd, the dominant 7th and the major 3rd of A. Very bluesy. So, and then you're echoing it down the octave, from the minor 3rd to the major 3rd, 3rd, 4th fret on your A string. A couple of scratches, and then 3, 5, 3 on your bottom string. So that first bar, feel free to put other scratches in there in places we want to make it sound really bouncy and funky. And that bit repeats. Then we go 4, 5, 6, 7 on your A string. So it's that 4, you're holding that, so it's on 2 and 3 and 4 and for the rhythm. And that just repeats a couple of times. So they're the main parts. There is a couple of other bits, so I'm not going to go through the song in full order. It kind of moves around between those parts to have a look at the tablature and listen along with it. There's 2 other bits which I'm calling the bridge. It's not really a bridge, but I had to call it something, which goes like that. Starting off bottom string, 2, 3, 4, and then slide up from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret on your D string. Back to the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret on your A. 2, 1, 2, 1. On your A string, 3, 2, and then the first couple of times it does it's back to the only different time is the last time we play the bridge. So it's coming out of Joe's solo. It starts the same, but then we go and back into it. First part's the same, second part 2, 4, 5, 4 on your A and your D string, and then we're going to do the same slide up from the 4th fret to the 6th, but on your G string, back to the 4th fret, and then 5th fret on your D string, sliding up 8th to the 10th on your B string. So it's the same kind of pattern, which is moving shape. And that's pretty much it for Cory's parts. Relatively straightforward. Some great rhythm playing, but the star of the song is Joe's lead playing. So let's have a look at that now. Okay, so Joe's part comes in my tablature in bar 4, which is technically not bar 4 because there's been a number of repeats. But we start off by doing this. That's kind of the main melody lick that goes throughout the song. So if you think of the E pentatonic scale, up here we're just adding an F sharp, and then also times C sharp. So that's what I was saying about the E Dorian. It's that kind of scale, but we are throwing in some other accidentals at times. But we're starting off, bend up 15th fret on your B string, so bend it up twice. Second time you bend it back down. Take it off to your 12th fret on your B string, and then 14, 12, and then you do exactly the same but on your G string. So bend that 14th fret up twice, second time release it back to the 12th fret. So it's kind of echoing. And then down to your 11th fret, lots of vibrato. If you listen to this slowly, it actually sounds like it's bending up. There's so much vibrato on it. Joe's got great vibrato. Again, I'm not an expert on his playing. I'm not sure if it's left hand or whammy bar or I think there's a combination of both at times, but I think this is just left hand vibrato. Nice big wide vibrato in time with the music. And then we just finish 14, 12, 14. So that's the main lick. It's times, obviously Joe's playing it with a wah-wah. It sounds quite cool. I haven't got that set up right now, so I can't show you, but if you've got a wah-wah pedal, it's always good to play along with it. Now in bar 10 of mine, there is a bit of whammy bar stuff going on. I've kind of transcribed it as being a G string, dive bomb, coming back up, bend it down, and then bring it back up with that harmonic at the 5th fret. I think is something like that is happening. And then the melody repeats. But this time there's a harmony. So I've put the harmony in brackets rather than me putting a whole extra stave in there for this harmony part. I've just put it as brackets on the same thing. So in terms of the rhythm it's the same, but it's starting off on the 14th fret. Like that. So can't play them both together, but while the first guitar's going, second guitar's going, and then they swap over while Joe's playing. Second guitar's playing 14th fret on your B string. So have a look at the tablature for that if you want to learn the harmony part. Again, there's a bit more whammy bar action, which I've put coming up to a B here on your G string. Something like that. But I'm no expert. But have a play around yourself. I'm not sure whether he's actually using a whammy pedal. One of those Digitech whammy pedals. I know Steve Vai uses them a lot. I would imagine Joe maybe uses them. Some of the whammies sound very controlled as if it is on a pedal, in which case you're on your own because I've never used one. But they do sound very cool. I may have to get myself one. And then we go into the bridge section, which is echoing the that Cory's playing. So I've fingered it this way. Like that. There are other ways you can play it. Because he's doing some dipping with the whammy bar, so he's doing that kind of thing where you dip the whammy bar as you're hitting the note. Like that. Not sure if you've done that before, if not, you're just kind of dipping the whammy bar very slightly instead of picking. So that's why I put it all on one string, because to me it's easier to play than trying to change strings when you're doing it. And then there's a big bend up here, 17th fret on your B string. There's a lot of whammy kind of vibrato on that when he's bending it up. 17th fret. Like that. Sounds pretty cool, especially with the other guitar playing. What I think I can also hear during this part is an octave below, so I think he's using an octave pedal. So when I've done my video, if you look back at me playing my video, I've actually put an octave pedal on, so it's playing for me, it's playing the other part. It sounds very full, so I don't know if it's two guitar parts, but if he is using a whammy pedal, that also has kind of the octave function in there as well, so he could be doing that. So if you have an octave pedal, put it on for that part, it sounds really big. Okay, and then we go into verse 2, starts off with the same melody. And then there's some real whammy histrionics going on here. So I believe there is a harmonic somewhere here, or up here, depending on which way you play harmonics, which sounds like a very high B. So it sounds like an octave above that B. I can't really get my guitar to do it very well, but I think we're doing some dive bombs around that area. But have a listen and have a play along with it yourself and see what you can come up with. And then we've got this little lick. Goes something like that. These are kind of 16th note triplets, so you've got 6 of them in a beat. Sounding like that. Very blues scaly. I'm sure you've seen that before. But then we've got a cool little at the end. So and the next lick's pretty cool. Really cool lick. So you'll see at the top of the tablature there, a little sign to say that we are putting a triplet feel to these 16th notes. So we're swinging it, as we like to say in the music world. Not that kind of swinging. So it's kind of like this dotted 16th note. So it's not. If they're all just 16th note, that's how it would sound. We're doing really cool rhythm. So have a look at that. The lick itself, putting in this D sharp here, which you wouldn't necessarily expect to see here. It makes it a really cool sounding lick. So have a go at that and play along with it. The timing of it is key. And then we'll go back to the that we've heard already. But at the end this time, so the one thing I could do. So he's hitting the 12th fret and doing 16th note dips on it. And then bending it down. So again, just tapping the whammy bar. Like that. Sounds very good. And then again some more harmonics around this kind of area. Have a play around with it. And then we repeat this. As we did earlier. And then we go into the guitar solo. So some cool licks in here, but there are also quite a lot of whammy bar stuff going on which I'm not going to try and show you how to do. But I will quickly go through the licks so you can kind of see what's happening here. So starting off here, bending up this B here on the 16th fret of your G string, bending it up a tone and a half to that D. That's the first one, so we're doing that big bend, and then we've got this little 14th fret on your G string, hammer on, 15th, 14th, 12th, back to 14th, quickly, is the technical music term for it. Yeah. And then bend that 12th fret up, bending up like that. Quite a cool little lick, and then we go. So this again, think of the pentatonic, think of your blues scale, usually go like that, putting that blue note in instead of that, so putting the 15th fret in the G, on the G string. 12th fret. Okay, the next part, I'm not going to try and play it at any kind of speed. I haven't had a go at that yet, but it is a cool lick if you want to work on it. It's a typical Satriani kind of lick, and we're pulling off to the open E string. So I'm going to play it slowly. We're starting off 15, 12, open, 12, 10, open, 10, 9, open, 9, 7, open, 7, 6, open, 6, 5, open, 5, 3, open. Is that bar, but he's playing it a heck of a lot quicker. That kind of thing. Not easy to do, but it's a cool sounding lick, and it's something you can reapply into your own playing, coming up licks like that to the open strings on all of your strings. It sounds really good. Petrucci does it a lot as well. So start it slowly, get used to the fingerings of it, and then speed it up. And the next bit's even crazier. It's the first half of that bar, but this is insanely fast. 30-second note triplets. Okay, so we're starting off 5 and then 6, 5, pull off to the open string. Those triplets, but they are 30-second note triplets, so it's very fast. And then we could do the same thing, but 6th and 7th frets. So, then back to the 5th fret, and then 3rd fret and 5th fret. And it ends up with kind of like a bluesy. Good. So, those two bars, very difficult, very fast. Take it slowly and then build the speed up for them. And then we have this bar. And then some whammy harmonics going on for another bar. And then we've got another insanely fast lick, which goes. I think is how he's playing it. Don't believe there's any tapping, right hand tapping going on. Could be. If that's easier for you, feel free to do it that way. The way I've fingered it, 12th fret, 14, 15, 16, 15, 14, back to the 12th, all hammering on and pulling off. it is insanely fast. And I'm not even going to try it at that speed, but get the idea. It's repeated over and over again throughout that bar. 14th fret thrown in there at some point. And then again we've got some whammies going on. I believe these are somewhere up at the 18th fret. Some kind of harmonics going on there is what I can hear, but I'll let you figure that one out for yourself. But ultimately we're finishing off with this lick right up at the top. It's a lot easier if you've got 24 frets, kind of based around there. E minor pentatonic. And then back with the whammy bar. This bar here I think is going between the 8th and the 9th fret, but the 8th fret is you're diving down, pre-diving, releasing it up, hitting the 9th fret. At least I think that's how it's being played. Again, it could be a whammy pedal, which would make it maybe a little bit easier. And then we have some external harmonics going on at the 10th fret with some dips, and then some octaves going on. Again, some dipping on the whammy bar. So here's a great example of how you can use the whammy bar to really enhance a solo. Very clever stuff. And then we go for the most insane lick. And I have no idea how he's playing this at speed because I can't get anywhere close. Slowly, it sounds like this. And it's just repeated over and again, over again. I don't know if that's how he's fingering. I can't think of another way to do it unless he is doing some kind of tapping. So play around with it yourself. What I struggle with is then pulling off to that second finger there. If it was that, that's not too bad. I find that a real struggle, but that is insanely fast. So again, start it slowly and build it up, but it's a really cool sounding lick. Finishing off with some more whammy bar action, of course. And that's pretty much it for the solo. So I've gone through that one relatively quickly, trying to show you how I believe the licks are being played and where they're being played. You need to go through the tablature and break it down yourself and learn how to play them. The whammy bar stuff, you're on your own, I'm afraid. It sounds amazing. I'm not sure I will ever get the hang of that. Maybe one day, but it does sound amazing. Then we go into the final bridge, which again is slightly different as it was for Cory's part. So we're going 9, 11, 12, 16, same as we did before. But then back to the 11th fret. 14th and 15th fret, I'm playing it down here. So again, some dips on the whammy bar, and then we're playing. It's pretty much the same as we were playing down here, but an octave higher, and then finishing up. 12, 14, 15, 15, 15, bent up, and back down. So all together. And that's where it kind of ends. Cory goes back in the main riff. And then at the end, it's kind of in a free time feel. Joe has a cool lick to finish the song off. So starting off like that. So bending up the 15th fret. 15th fret on its own, 12, 15, and then down to that 16th fret, and then the rest I believe is all sliding, so you're only hitting it once and then sliding everything else. 17, 16, 14, holding that for a second, going up to the 17th, 16th, 12, 14, 11, 14, 12, 9, 12, 11, 7, 7. So close. 7, 2. So again, timing wise for that, I think the rest of the band has stopped. This is Joe just kind of jamming it out. It is slightly slowing down a bit as he gets toward the end of the lick. But I believe that is all kind of sliding up and down on the one string when you listen to it. But it's a cool lick to end the song. And that's it. Quite a lot in there, and we've gone through it quite quickly, but I hope you can get something from it and go away and have a jam on this song. It's really cool. So I will play through the Guitar Pro tablature at the end here, so stay tuned if you want to see that. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon with another video. Thank you.